Alright, let's look few bishop endgames with the bishops being on the same color complex. Opposite colored bishops tend to be very drawish, unless the pawn is already promoting. So here the situation is that the bishop pawn divides the board in kind of a long and a short diagonal. This being the short diagonal, and this black bishop already is on this long diagonal where it cannot be at the moment challenged. Our king would be covering this, but we cannot get the bishop here without just dropping it, and it to keep still covering this. So we have to do it in a way that we get to transfer the king somehow to here, to kick this bishop off this c8, and also allow us to bring the bishop here to c8 or f8. Sorry, it's the only way to get the bishop off this diagonal and force him to the shorter side, where again from the g8 the king covers already two of the squares of this short diagonal, and then we can use the bishop to take away the last one to force the promotions. So how to do it is to go here. Here black has few options. You can either just move the bishop away and try to keep it on the long diagonal. You can also try this, hoping that white would take, and then this would, to keep the pawn, this would end up in a stalemate. So that would not be good. But here again, white can play bishop f6, king comes back, and bishop g5, gonna try to challenge the bishop from the other side, basically transferring it to the same situation in the main line. Here, if the king moves away, then we can transfer the king to g8 just easily. Then we get to where we want it to be. Well, we have to maneuver the bishop somehow to here a little further away, but it's fine. Well, actually, yeah, the bishop has to leave this because we don't have to do any kind of a routes here anyways. Well, these would all transpose into the other line where the bishop just goes here, but with few extra steps. Now, again, we cannot move the king here without dropping the pawn, so we have to now do a waiting move the bishop. Again, the king cannot go here or without allowing promotions or anything else. We're now trying to go here. Bishop can't stop that without letting the pawn promote, so black has nothing better to do than wait. Then we bring the king here. Now black has options. He can keep waiting, or he can do maybe the trickier line where he transfers the king to this side. King goes here anyways, and the black king goes here, and we do challenge the bishop of the long diagonal, and black has nothing better than just to bring the bishop to the short side. Now we go here, and black has to go back here to cover the promotions, and then we say let's trade. Here the king transfer allowed black an extra square here, so he can keep the bishop on the short diagonal. But here white has a few options. This is a cute one. Now the black king has no ways to keep the bishop guarded. The bishop can't keep on the diagonal, so either he has to take it and we take there and promote and win easily. Well, he can also go into the allow the promotions, but then this is always an easy endgame to win. We can easily kick the or win bishop versus queen. That's not even at all difficult. Now there was also, maybe this is even better. Now black can't keep on this diagonal without dropping the, and the king can't move anywhere without getting skewered here. So here we wouldn't even have to go to the bishop versus queen endgame. Well, I guess best black could do here is to go to the bishop and the queen versus bishop endgame. Anyways, the other line here is that after here and here, black just keeps on the diagonal, but that's even easier. Just go here, come here soon. Black keeps waiting. Challenge the bishop of the long diagonal. Black has to go switch the bishop to the short side. We just move here. And now we are already covering 2. We just come here, and since the king is not here, there is no square for the bishop, so it has to take. And then we promote and win this easily. Little different situation is the same bishop pawn, but the king is on this side of the pawn. Here white king cannot never cross this square here. And without ability to do so, they cannot really control enough of these squares on this short diagonal to be able to win this. So here, challenging the bishop is instantly possible, but the bishop can just move to the short diagonal here. And here, the problem is that white can try to offer the trade, but black can keep saying no. Here they can try the bishop d2, waiting move, saying that now you don't have any bishop moves, but luckily for black, the king does not need to be here. You can keep the white king boxed in, and there's no way to cross this to get harassing that bishop. White can try to get to the same situation here, but then we just switch the things around, and now we end up in where we started this mess. So in order to win this kind of situation, we have to be able to control enough squares on the shorter diagonal. Applies to the bishop pawns. All right, until next time.